Hey there, friends and neighbors. Brent here for Pastor's Farm. Welcome back to the farm. Another sunny, blistering day. It's not about 9 o'clock, 9:30, and it's 89 degrees with like a 70% humidity. It's over 95 with the feels like temperature, and it's gonna get sweltering. But here we go. We got another project. Y'all see this big old mamma jamma here? Supposedly, this is an entire shed in here, with the exception of things like screws and shingles and maybe hinges for the doors, although those may even be in here. I don't remember at this point. We have already outgrown the shed and the cabin itself. We got this thing here from Lowe's. I think it was like 1,200 bucks, 1,700 bucks maybe, I don't recall. $79 delivery fee. I just had them bring it and drop it off. I wasn't sure of what this would weigh compared to what my trailer would hold, so better to err on the side of caution and just have them drop it off for the $79 that they charged. Here we go, y'all. Let's do it. Well, the weatherman missed his mark again. We weren't supposed to get any storms today, yet here they are, pert near right on top of us. And I suppose this is just as well. I need a couple of more blocks back here. I bought blocks based on what I thought was going to be the footprint. I did not count on this addition here on the back, having to splice these two together. When I built the shed and the cabin, I went ahead and bought full-length lumber instead of smaller lumber than having to splice it together. Part of a kit build, I reckon. So, off to town we go. Yeah, let's talk mistakes already. Yeah, even with instructions, and in case you haven't noticed, there is no saw on this. Everything here is pre-cut. Even with that, I still made mistakes. So this cinder block sitting over here, was supposed to go underneath right here in the middle. Oops. The other thing that I did not notice on this splice piece here on the back is that from here to here was supposed to be 12-inch spacing on the first two, and then 16 the rest of the way. Now, one thing I did notice up here on this other piece is you had the sideboard, and then you went 16 inches on center until you got over here to the middle, and then in the middle it was 12 inches on center, I assume for the splice piece here and to give it some rigidity here in the center to keep it from kind of sagging down with any weight you put on it. Once you got past that, then it went back to 16 on center till you got to the edge. Down here, it was somewhat the same, but just a different pattern. It was 16 on center all the way across until you got to this little corner here, and it was supposed to be 12 inches, which would have put one right about here, and the second one would have been right here for your double join. Now, I'm not worried about this because once I get this thing built, it's going to have shelving units all the way along the walls here on the sides, and there won't really be anything heavy sitting specifically in this corner. Anything that gets set here on the shelves is going to have its weight distributed along the entire wall, so there won't be any undue stress right here on this seam. All in all, not too bad. The seams are a little wonky here, but of course the lumber they send you is not the greatest. It's not the straightest, although I was pleased it wasn't really cracked or split in any places. This here should be the walls, the sheathing for the walls. It should be the floor and the footers and the headers rather, and it should also have rafters and roof decking on there. The only thing I'm going to have to buy for this, as I understood it, is going to be shingles. So we'll see. Everything should be in here. Let's tear into it and see what happens. Find my other 96-inch stud that I was looking for, and I realized, oh, that's the one that I'd set to the side. Y'all see this. This is a casualty of shipping. This right here is from a pallet fork going into the side of the package instead of underneath of it to lift it up. So at some point this one has gotten damaged to the point that I don't want to use it. Luckily I have a couple of other 96-inch premium select studs, whatever you want to call them. I think they're called select studs. They are a full 96 inches laying around from either the cabin or the first shed build. So it's going to look like garbage compared to all the other nice bright shiny wood, but the show must go on. So a weathered stud is what we're going to use. Let's do it. Alright y'all, day is getting long in the tooth. We've got about an hour and a half there before sunset, and we have made quite a bit of progress. It looks like a tornado came through here and made a mess of it, but I've got everything pretty much laid out so that I can see it and grab it easily. We've got side panels over here leaning against the tree. We've got dimensional lumber down here and more panels here, more panels here. That's that broken 2x4 from the forklift. And then what did we get done today? We got all of our blocks set and our floor decking set up and framing done and everything leveled for the most part. We still have this block sitting way over here by itself that needs to go up underneath here in the middle. We'll get that done here pretty soon. But we got all our floor done. The wall that's on the bottom here actually is the back wall here. The next one is one of these side walls, and the next one here that just has the dimensional lumber laid out, ready for sheathing, will be the other side wall. Once that's done, we'll get all three of those stood up, and then we'll get our front wall done here, and then we'll just go on up. Now, when I unpacked this thing today, I was a little skeptical about what I was going to encounter. But I can't tell you how happy it makes me to see these trusses pre-built. There's one thing that I can't stand doing, is cutting trusses. I imagine when you've done 10,000 of them, it's second nature. I have not done 10,000 of them, and it shows when I do a truss. Y'all, I can't tell you how happy I am with these trusses. So that's going to make roofing, decking, the whole roof assembly is just, it should just snap right up there. I can't tell you. We may actually be able to get this thing entirely done this weekend. I say entirely done. We may be able to get it all framed and sheathing done. I don't know that we'll get roofing on and the roof decking and then get our shingles on. I don't know that we'll get to that, but we'll get pretty close. I do imagine if everything goes the way that it did today, other than the fact I had to go to town and get screws. Other than that, if it goes like it did today, we will make pretty good progress the next couple of days, and we'll be pretty close. We still got all day tomorrow, Saturday, and then all day Sunday. Well, most of the day Sunday. I've got work to do off the farm Sunday evening, so we won't have a full day on Sunday. But I do feel like we're in pretty good shape considering how much we've got done and how much time we've got left to do it this weekend. Y'all stay tuned. We're going to crank back up in the morning. All right, y'all. So yesterday we got everything unpacked for the most part and got spread out so we can see what's what. We got our block set. We got our floor frame builds and our decking done. We also got here this bottom wall here. This one here is the back wall. The one here just above it is a side wall, and then the one here with the studs laid out that we're getting ready to assemble will be the wall on the other side. Let's do it, y'all.
I don't know if the time lapse caught that on camera or not. The ladder just slid out from under me and I rode it all the way down. I was fine until I hit the ground and my foot was still on the rung. Of course, when the ladder came down and hit the ground, what happened to my ankle? It did like this because it was sitting on that rung. It just pivoted. I'm hoping it's just a sprain, but as bad as it hurts, it may very well be broken. Regardless of whether it's a sprain or a break, that's it for today.